Molecular hydrogen is gaining traction in health circles for a very specific reason. It acts as a highly selective antioxidant. When it enters your system, it actively seeks out and neutralizes highly toxic hydroxyl radicals, breaking them down while leaving surrounding cellular structures untouched. This selectivity is crucial. Unlike broad-spectrum antioxidants that wipe out everything in their path, hydrogen leaves beneficial reactive oxygen species alone. Your body actually needs those intact for proper immune function and cellular signaling. But accessing that hydrogen creates a massive dilemma for consumers. You can go online and buy a portable hydrogen water bottle for about $50, or you can purchase a countertop system like the Lourdes HydroFix Premium Edition for $2,599. This chart plots the market landscape by comparing financial and maintenance effort against therapeutic yield and safety. Down in the bottom left, we have cheap, low-effort portable units. Way up in the extreme top right, we have the Lourdes HydroFix, an expensive, high-maintenance clinical tool. This massive price gap forces us to ask a practical question. Are you paying for a necessary, justified health investment, or is a $2,600 machine just an overpriced biohacking flex? To figure that out, we are going to evaluate the HydroFix against 3 strict metrics. First is clinical safety, second is therapeutic output, and daily friction. At this investment level, the hardware must perform as a high-precision clinical delivery system. We are also placing heavy weight on multimodality. Specifically, we need to evaluate how well it delivers hydrogen gas inhalation therapy alongside standard drinking water. To gauge the actual value here, we have to evaluate the machine based on its capacity for both systemic inhalation and daily hydration. The entire hydrogen market relies on an electrochemical process. To split water into hydrogen and oxygen, you have to run an electrical current through metal electrodes. 90% of budget bottles on the market rely on direct electrolysis. This means the electrodes sit directly right inside the water you are about to drink. That creates a severe health trade-off. The electrical current places immense stress on the cheap plated metals used in those budget devices. Eventually, the coating degrades, leaching underlying metals like nickel, copper, or lead right into your daily hydration, all while producing toxic chlorine gas as a byproduct. This comparison matrix breaks down the engineering difference. On the left, direct electrolysis produces chlorine byproducts and runs current through your water. On the right, the HydroFix uses separate chamber electrolysis. The electrical process happens in an isolated base chamber, so water never touches the electrodes. To ensure the hardware never degrades, it uses solid 99.9% pure titanium electrodes paired with a premium DuPont membrane. That absolute isolation architecture is exactly what the $2,600 upfront cost pays for. It is the engineering required to guarantee you are consuming 0 heavy metals and 0 toxic byproducts. Drinking hydrogen water at a 1.6 parts per million saturation provides excellent localized antioxidant support for the gut, but digestion puts a strict limit on how much hydrogen actually reaches your broader system. That brings us to the highest yield feature of the HydroFix. It allows you to breathe 99.9995% pure hydrogen gas through a nasal cannula, pumping at over 120 milliliters per minute. When you inhale the gas, it completely bypasses the digestive tract. It enters your lungs and passes directly into your bloodstream. That direct access is critical. Molecular hydrogen is small enough to cross the blood-brain barrier, providing maximum neuroprotection that drinking water simply cannot match. If you only need mild digestive support, drinking hydrogen water is enough. But if you are actively targeting chronic systemic inflammation, cardiovascular recovery, or neurological health, inhalation is a non-negotiable requirement. Operating a clinical-grade device at home does require a level of daily friction that you won't get from a simple top filter. First is the batch timing. You have to wait 15 minutes for the machine to achieve the maximum 1.6 parts per million saturation. Second is the strict maintenance protocol. The base chamber must only be filled with distilled water to protect the sensitive membrane from mineral scaling. While the base requires distilled water, you can safely use standard filtered or tap water in the main drinking pitcher itself. Waiting 15 minutes and stocking up on distilled water is the daily friction required here. It is the necessary trade-off for achieving independent, lab-certified hydrogen purity in your own kitchen. We still have to confront that $2,599 upfront capital expense. Every Lourdes HydroFix is hand-assembled in Japan without cheap plastic components, which gives it an engineered lifespan of 10 to 15 years. Look at this bar graph. When you compare that massive upfront cost to continuous IV therapies or supplement subscriptions, the long-term ROI shifts dramatically. Amortized over a decade, the hardware cost steps down to just 96 cents per day. When you spread that lifespan across an entire household using a machine for both drinking and daily inhalation, the total cost of ownership is cheaper than your daily cup of coffee. If you are a casual beginner or just want quick, on-the-go hydration, avoid this machine entirely. You are better off starting with a high-quality portable device like the Echo Flask. This flowchart maps out the exact decision path. Path A is for casual hydration with portable devices. Path B is for individuals dealing with chronic inflammation, autoimmune issues, or families needing high-dose neurological support. They are the perfect candidates for the Lourdes HydroFix. If you are ready to make that investment, you can immediately improve your initial return using a specific checkout strategy. By applying the code synctherapy at checkout, you reduce the overall capital expense and automatically add a free H2 Inhalation Kit to your order. Securing that free kit ensures you can actually utilize the machine's most powerful systemic feature on day one without paying any extra hidden hardware fees. When the goal is long-term physical recovery, the evidence points towards prioritizing the safety and potency of the delivery mechanism over the initial cost of the device.